Because if you are a self-sufficient person and you grow and you're not basically what we're talking about right now is problems of those who not doing they're not doing something, so they just feel entitled to have it. But if you're a person who continuously grows and you actually invest in yourself and your relationship and your partner, I believe those lines become much, much blurry, because it's not really about who gets what, because I'm not there to take your money. I'm there because I'm there.
It's not for me, it's not just about the money, though. I mean, that's a big consideration, but it's not just about the money. It's also about, I'm going to make an emotional commitment to this person. I'm going to put everything on the line for them in a legal contract, and then she could just decide in 5 years' time, actually sod it,
And the average chick will divorce over literally nothing. Over literally nothing. Like her emotions, if she just isn't feeling it. Like, didn't you both say if you're not happy in the relationship, you should be able to leave?
Yeah, but happy is not it's not a hurdle. I'm not talking about a hurdle. You're also not happy when you fall down and scratch your knee. I'm not happy because I have beautiful legs. But when I get up tomorrow, I know that it's just a hurdle that I overtake.
Right. But I'm saying marriage isn't about happiness. And so it's like, why would the average guy get married when 2 out of the 3 women on the panel believe in divorce?
But two of the girls here said, didn't they, along the lines of, well, if you guys are growing in different directions, then divorce. We said, okay, so in an abusive situation, then divorce should be allowed. Absolutely. Yeah. Everyone agrees with that.
Right.
But you guys also said, but if you guys are growing in the wrong direction. And that's a little bit intangible, isn't it? What does that really mean? You know what I mean?
I think it's very difficult. No, I agree with what Loretta said earlier about, because this happens with friendships too, at least for me personally. Like when I dedicated myself to becoming the successful individual that I am now, it was day in and day out. Wake up, hit the gym, eat clean, work. I mean, as a fighter, you probably understand the same thing, right? You have to wake up every single day because in the way the world is structured, your skill set, whatever your skill set have, it is constantly being deteriorated because there's always a new and improved way of doing things. Yeah. So if you're an individual that is working on yourself day in and day out, one, you are going to grow apart because they're going to be below you as you continue to ascend. And 2, resentment is going to build on both ends of that spectrum, in my opinion.
I don't disagree with that, but ultimately, if you've got married to them and you guys have signed a commitment together, it's a bit like,
because that kind of goes back to it's about being happy when it's about a commitment.
Yeah.
So I just
that's a duty.
And I don't really think that's as common for men to say that as it is for women. Like I think that's usually code for I out-earned my husband.
Yeah, because look at the military. Like if you sign up for the military, and I mean, the majority of people don't desert military because you'll go to prison if you do, right? But I guarantee there's people who wake up like, I mean, how many people that stormed Normandy were like, I'm really ready to storm Normandy. Like, I'm really just ready to charge these German machine gun nests on this impenetrable fortress of this Normandy beach. Probably 99%, if not 100% of those guys didn't want to be there. But they understand they had a duty to God and country to make these things happen. And that's a masculine thing, duty. You got to get it done no matter what, right? If you're in a boxing match and you break your nose and your left eye is swollen shut, but you got to win the fight no matter what. Otherwise, you're going to lose, and the outcome is just not going to be beneficial to you, to your career, to your social media, to your sponsorship deals. Men got to get things done. That's a masculine thing, is duty to the cause, no matter what. When we're jettisoning people into space, hoping to make it back on time, we can't just be like mid-launch, be like, listen, I really enjoyed the NASA training, but like today, I just don't want to go to space. Like, sorry, the country and all this government financing is depending on you. So that's the thing and I'm not trying to say women have no sense of duty, but I'm trying to say that marriage is a commitment. And again, when you incentivize people to quit on something, some people are going to take it. And when you look at the bell curve of IQs, and 50% of people are 100 IQ or less, and you look at the divorce rate, you're kind of like, okay, I kind of understand why people are just taking the easy rate out.
I also think that, in my experience, from what I've seen, I always find that the females' friends have a lot to do with divorce.
They're more likely to get divorced.
I love this guy.
They're like 12 times more likely to get divorced if their friends do something like that.
Yes, right.
Even me, I don't even... some of my friends' partners, they're not really my... I wouldn't say I dislike them, but they're not really my kind of people. Some of them are great, I love them. But some of them, And when they go through stuff, I always say, no, you should stick out. You've got kids together. You've made a commitment. Like, try and work through it to the best, even time and time again. And I know that their friends are like, you should just leave him, this and that. And I'm like, even though I don't really like this person, I know it's good for the children and it's good for the family for them to try and work through it. And I just think if you're this person's, like her friends, for example, I think, do you really care more about her, or do you just want her to be single so she can live her best life with you? She's got kids. She's got a family to raise. Why are you even trying to incentivize her to leave? Like that, are you really a good friend?
Because misery loves company.
I wanna hear from you. Do you believe in divorce?
To be honest, it's just sad that common sense isn't law. Because obviously, if a woman gets with a man, they get married, she cheats on him and then takes his money, that just doesn't make sense. It shouldn't hold up in a court of law.
You're incentivizing bad behavior.
Of course. But it's the reality we live in. So the best we can do as men is just to choose wisely.
Yeah. I think they used to, right? They used to when it was you couldn't do that before. You couldn't cheat on your husband before, like years ago, and then expect to take everything. I think the judge should, hold on a minute, I think been a bit out of order here, but then they took that away.
Yeah.
They took that right away, so you could be as bad as you want.
Well, you used to have to like prove a reason to get divorced.
Yeah.
Like you'd have to show the judge.
Yeah.
So divorce got a lot easier, but also we're living in this perfect storm, aren't we? Because we've also got social media, Instagram. We've got the dating apps. Like there are so many. We're getting this stuff pumped at us the whole time. She's looking at her Instagram. She's looking at like hot guys, whatever. She may still have dudes like coming into her DMs, whatever. Like there's so much opportunity being pumped at us the whole time, particularly women who obviously have, by and large, more options than guys do. There's very little incentive either from a societal basis, certainly not from a legal basis, but also, and that coupled with the amount of opportunity she's got. Why wouldn't she just think, things are getting a bit tough. Do you know what? Sod it. I can get some money out of this and then I'll go on to the next one,
Also, women think that they have all these options because naturally when they go for a breakup with a man or they're going through stuff, they've got loads of men flooding the DMs, but women are quite naive. They really think that these men are going to marry you.
They
They don't
realize how dark.
like these men, they want to sleep with you.
Ghosted by a few guys.
Have you watched me say that on Fresh and Fit? Or you like?
I've not seen it.
No,
but because I see, they're like, look who this in my DM. I'm like, he wants to smash.
He just wants to smash.
Yeah, exactly. No,
don't have as many options as you think. Then you leave your man that's good for you. It was a good man for you initially. You might be going through some stuff. You leave him, and now you wonder why you've got 30 bodies. And it's not even that you want to sleep with these people. You're just getting sold a dream, and you're too naive to distinguish what's right and what's wrong. If a man has good intentions, he's going to marry you.
Yeah, and that's what
the reality.
What he says is 1,000% correct, because these girls think like all these dudes are after me, and each dude is like my choice of a perfect relationship. It's like, no, the majority of these guys, I would bet 95% of these guys just want to hit it and get out of there.
Yeah.
But they're so delusional because we lived in this narcissistic culture. And this is not a diss on women, but the reality of the situation is pretty true. You have social media, you have the government, you have movies, you have music, you have video games telling women 24/7, 365, you're amazing. You can do whatever you want. There's no consequences for what you can do, mainly because you're a woman. So I feel sorry for these girls because they believe this and they think like, oh yeah, I just have all these infinite options. Next thing you know, they wake up, they're 35 and they're crying on TikTok because they're single.